Fuck, man.
Sorry, dudes.
How are you?
How are you, man?
Is this our song now?
No, that is weak. I'm alone.
I
Good
got
song.
to ride. What's happening, dude?
Not much, man. A lot's happening, but
This intro play.
not much is happening. Not much is happening.
A lot's happening in the world, man.
Yeah, good and bad. Good and bad. What's going on, dude? What's been happening this week?
Mate, same for me. It's it's a long weekend. So what do you do, man? You just hang out, you go for a walk. Can't really catch up with too many people and whatnot. But I actually did, man.
What, as in like COVID-19 catch up? You can't catch up with people, or
Yeah,
as in
COVID-19.
like Stefan Rossi, fear of death, can't catch up with people?
No. I'm actually really. Oh wow, you're not being recorded, man.
Am I on now?
Hang on.
We'll start again. I better stop this fucking
No, sorry.
We can edit this, yeah?
Can we hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
You don't need to edit it. The video, it's fine. Yeah,
You
you're in.
take away the biggest part. I can't sing, man. Yeah, so has this weekend been a big Stefan Rossi weekend?
Yeah, well,
Or like, fear of getting a spider bite in a playground Rossi
man,
weekend?
I'm actually not that in fear of stuff as much anymore since I've been working on myself. I know people still laugh at me, but I'm dead serious. I've worked a lot to get out of that shit.
Yeah, but you told me last week that you had to hold your wife's hand across the road.
I was actually listening. Like, what did I say? And that wasn't true. But I actually went to the Black Lives Matter and Indigenous Lives Matter protest on Saturday.
Which is awesome that you went, man. I didn't go, so that's really good that you went.
I had a lot of people question me.
As in, like, question why you went, or question
Due to the COVID stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I've seen a lot of people, unfortunately as well, that are friends on Facebook or whatever, put down others that went,
Right.
and it made me feel uncomfortable because I feel like the sad part is, like, if they asked me to march for them tomorrow, I'd be there. You know what I mean?
Of course, 100%.
So that's how I saw it, and I know the COVID thing, and everyone's like, oh, why can't we have the showdown then if we can have a protest? And I understand that, right? Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, this is the whole point. It's up to the individual.
Correct.
I feel comfortable now. I've had a coronavirus test. My wife's had a coronavirus test. I feel comfortable enough to go into a march, and that's saying something, man.
I was talking about this with someone the other day, and don't quote me on this, but I've had a few articles, but I think the aftermath of coronavirus, like a year later when findings come out and all the data's put down, the severity of it. I know people died. I totally understand that, and I respect that. But the severity of it to the masses, I think will be under, like, the findings will show that it wasn't as great as people say it was.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie as well. I was very in fear as well. I know someone who unfortunately passed away as well. But I'm not going to change my status. I think anyone over 60 shouldn't have been at the protest. Because
man, that's tough. You can't say that. You can't.
Well, I'm saying if they've got underlying health issues and stuff, they've got to be careful too.
Yeah, that's tough though. That's tough. I think, like you said too, it's up to the individual. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Look, I still think, and they're saying in America too, people over a certain age do still have to be careful of.
But then you got the analytics that came out that, like, the children started getting do you see that thing about how they started getting a rare disease because of coronavirus?
No.
Yeah, there was another in the UK where some children contract. So, like, it's a hard thing to say. I think it's what the media's pumped to us, and
Can I be
it's
honest? You know what? Just fucking, if you're willing to take the risk, do what you want to do.
Yeah, I would. To be honest, yeah, do what you want to do.
You know what I mean? Like, really.
Well,
if you're 70 and you're like, nah, fuck that, I want to go, I'm not going to tell you you're an idiot. I'm going to tell you, you do what you feel comfortable with.
I agree, and I went to run the mall naked yesterday.
Oh, you're an idiot. Nah.
With just a mask covering my my crotch.
No, but I still think people over a certain age should take it into consideration. If you've got fucking heart disease and you're 67 and you fucking got health issues, you've got to be responsible as well. You can't be like, oh, the government said I can go. Well, the government's not you. They're not doing what I felt comfortable. I went. I don't have any health problems. I don't know anyone in my house that I'm living with that has health problems. So I went.
Yeah, fair enough. It's fair
Do you
enough.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you know, it's and again, man, I think it's
if I had a grandmother here over 80 in my house that I was living with, yeah, I probably wouldn't have gone. You know what I mean? Like, but
yeah, but I think the COVID-19 thing. It's funny, man. You know what, man? What's really funny is how the media shift has happened a lot since the riots in America, and now that's all that's being shown on CNN. And yeah, you get your odd COVID-19 information, but it's funny how the media control a lot of our minds, a lot of our interpretation of analytics, a lot of our interpretation about facts, a lot of our day-to-day activities are all like, some people say, controlled by how the media portrays something to us. If Channel 9 told you not to go to Rundle Mall on Sunday because COVID-19 is at its highest, you wouldn't go.
Well, as soon as the police commission approved it,
I don't know if I buy it, man. I don't know if I buy COVID-19. I don't know if I buy into hysteria. That's my belief.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can buy into it.
Yeah. Well, as soon as the police commission came out and said it was all good with Saturday, we had over 5,000 people
Correct.
in Victoria Square.
Yeah.
What happens if you said no? You know what I mean?
This is what you're dealing with, man. This is what you're dealing with. Dude, what did you do last night for the long weekend? Because we'll start on the long weekend.
I watched The Other Guys, dude.
Top film.
With Mark Wahlberg and Michael Keaton and Will Ferrell.
How good is that movie?
I might watch it again this week.
How good is that movie,
There's a scene, dude, where Michael Keaton walks in and they're fighting at the funeral.
Yeah.
And they have to whisper.
Yes.
And he comes in and he's like, hey, there's 2 men are dead. Dude, it's fucking...
But he's not yelling, he's whispering.
He's whispering, you better pull yourselves together. Dude, the way he does it, I want everyone to Google it right now. If we had someone that could produce on this podcast, it'd be fucking great. They could put a photo up and shit. And I'll play the clip in the audio, but I don't have that kind of time here. But dude, that scene makes me cry, dude.
I'm trying to picture the scene.
Oh,
I love when the Michael Keaton drops lines from TLC. That's the funniest part of the
He's
film.
like, boys, you gotta creep. He's like, come on. You're definitely joking now. You don't say creep twice if you're not quoting TLC.
Oh, love it.
Let me get it up quickly. Chin, pull that shit up. Like, you know those ones?
Do you want to know about... let's stay on the Michael Keaton thing, because I've got a story, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to pay for premium for the podcast.
What? Apple? No, don't.
Well. What we got here? Look at these 2 jamokes, would you? One shot cheater and the other shot in office.
So they start punching on. They're going to whisper on him.
Very sorry for your loss, man. It's a lovely hat. I love your shoes. It's fine.
They're whispering at a funeral. We're gonna post this on that.
I'll post it up.
They knew they'd become a good cop. Yeah,
Look at Mark Wahlberg's hair.
Okay, maybe you start with the Castian robbery. Okay?
Dude, how good's
Yeah,
that
that's
bit?
brilliant.
Michael Keaton's a genius, though.
Great actor.
He's fucking brilliant. The way he jumps in there, if there was no whisper, it'd be a normal scene. But he's whispering, it's so funny.
It's
Who
genius.
thinks of
That's
shit?
good improv.
Who
Man.
thinks of that shit,
I don't
Chad?
know, man. They probably made it up on the day.
Oh.
Don't be surprised. They just went, yeah, let's do the scene like this.
That's the
100%, man. That's funny.
But nah, man. That's what I did, man. I just
So you watched
that.
so
I finished 13 Reasons Why as well.
good.
I love the show. Like at the start, I was like, nah, it's a bit corny and shit. But once you actually get to know the characters and stuff, it's actually a really cool story and big social commentary on where life is in America right now, man. Like it's I don't want to give too much away, but there's some stuff there because of the previous events. If you've watched any of the previous seasons and you know how there's certain kids being bullied and want to take guns and stuff, then they've got like the really like full on security.
Yes.
But it's almost becoming even worse now. Like the kids feel like they do like a drill and all this shit. I don't want to give too much away, spoilers, but big social commentary of how like when people want to speak they can't because of the way the police are going about things, and like, you know, there's a lot of scenes, and even Samantha said how ironic that like this just dropped and like the last couple of episodes are about equality and police brutality.
Because you know why, these are things that are happening constantly in the world.
So it's not ironic. They've been going on with this for years.
Well, for hundreds of you know, years. It's just what we're. It's funny because it always reflects what's going on in the world. It always reflects back to us. So that's why we're talking about it all the time. You know, how many people you probably hear go before the protest go, yeah, I was just talking about police brutality last week, or I was just, you know, that's...
We spoke about Ahmaud Arbery. That was another straw. That was another fucking straw.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
You know, and they just keep building up, man. That's why people have had enough.
It's
fucking bullshit.
It's ridiculous, man.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's it. What about you?
Dude, weekend was, you know what, I didn't do much Friday, Saturday, but last night I had an eventful night.
Yeah?
Like, eventful in the sense of like, okay, so back to COVID-19 restrictions. So a lot of bars and that were closed, and it's a long weekend here in Adelaide on Sunday. So I said to a friend, I won't mention names because, you know, what happens later in this story, I don't want people to get out. But he wanted to go have a drink. And I was like, yeah, I'm down to have a drink too. We'll sit and talk because we're creating some stuff together at the moment as well.
Yeah.
So we went to the city and we had a drink, and, you know, we're walking down Hindley Street and it's about 10 o'clock at night. And the only place open... you know, it was like a ghost town out there, and the only place that was open was the Palace, which is the strip club. And I said, look, I said before, look, I'm not getting any lap dances. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm never into that stuff.
Do you want to clear it up for the podcast?
Yeah, just let everyone know I'm not
That's
into lap dance.
Like,
yeah.
Hey, Mum.
No.
Zia.
Do you want to be honest? I probably had a lap dance once in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, or twice. So we went upstairs and I said, look, I don't want a lap dance, but I'll have a drink. Anyways, we're drinking. You know how the girls come up to you, because I've said this in the previous cast. The girls come up to you, they sit and talk to you. Yeah. Anyways, so I had this attractive girl come up to me at the start. And we're sitting there, and I won't say her name or what a stripper name is, because she never tells me.
Nah, you don't be doing that.
But she was acting. She was. Her middle name's Belt. Nah, what happened was she sat next to me and she was quite nervous and fidgety. And this is at the start of the night. And I said, oh, hey, how are you? You know, I started asking her personal questions, to be honest, straight away. I didn't realise that until with the conversation we had later on. I said, what nationality are you? She said, I'm from Mozambique. She goes, I speak fluent Portuguese. I said, do you live far from the city? She goes, no, not far. I said, do you live with a partner or with a boyfriend?
Did she call the police at this
point?
No,
but like it was a flowing conversation. I wasn't prying or anything. And then she goes, yeah, look, I live alone. She goes, I love living alone, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, fast forward 2.5 hours.
Fuck, this is only you could do this.
Right. And I'm in there, my friend's having a good old time. I'm literally sitting.
Saying you got many lappies.
Oh, no. I'm sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
In this dark, with like, you know those purple strobe lights? I felt like I was in a scene from a movie, man. I had like a leather jacket on, like a little necklace.
Yeah, you feel like...
Yeah. But it's deserted. It's just me looking at this girl on the stripper pole. Anyways.
Fuck. Was she talking to you while she was on the pole?
No. She sat next to me. Anyway, so I went outside for a cigarette. And this is where it began, man. She comes outside, the girl from the start of the night. She's not...
So you chatted with her for 2 hours?
No. I chatted from the start for 10 minutes. And then fast forward 2 hours later... She comes outside and we start talking about humanity and people, and my friend's there as well. Anyways, she starts, and this really got to me, man. Like, got to me in a way of like, I actually felt really sad after this conversation. Like, it struck a chord with me, man. Like, and she was telling me, she goes, look, you know, I have clients coming. She was drunk, and she goes, look, I have clients coming here that tell me I'm going to be alone forever. She goes, I don't like people. She goes, I can't let people in. Everyone lets me down. I don't want to let people in. She goes, but I stick up for people and whatever they believe in. And like, we started having all this conversation. Man, it struck a chord with me. She goes, look, I want to adopt a child. But she goes, I want to pop out kids, but I don't trust like being with a man. And she goes, I don't speak to my family and blah, blah, blah. And knowing me, I said to her, look, can you do me a favor tomorrow? Can you just be loving to someone? She goes, look, I've got a big heart, but I don't give that to anyone. I'm not emotionally available. I'm not trying to take you out on a date. I just want to talk to you.
Yeah, I know.
Right, you know, and I said to her, look, can you, and we walked back inside. She walked over to the bar because she had to do a lap dance with her. And I walked over to her and I said, look, can you do me a favor? I said, tomorrow, can you just like show love to someone or let someone in or just smile at someone, right? And you know what she said to me? She goes, nah. She goes, I won't talk to anyone tomorrow. I said, oh, well, someone will text you. She goes, nah, no one will text me tomorrow. My phone will be off. She goes, I'll just stay at home. And she had a really nice heart, man. And I was looking at her and like inside, I was shattered, dude. I was like, what the fuck?
It's kind of sad, isn't it? How someone who has so much contact with people at their occupation could want to feel so alone when they're not there.
Yeah, and she's studying a Bachelor of Criminology. Like she's like, this is just a meantime job. Like, it's like working at a coffee bar, right? And anyways, we're talking, right? And she goes, look, I want to pop out, as many kids as I can. I want to adopt. And I said, look, I said to her, look, if I'll be honest with you, you got a really big heart, right? And I said, you just got to give it to people. Anyways, we're leaving, dude. She starts kissing me on the lips.
What?
So that was the end of she starts kissing me on the lips as I left the strip club, and I'm like, whoa, I was taken back a bit.
Did you get a number?
No, I said, tell me your doctor, like COVID-19. Nah, I didn't. Nah, I didn't get a number. Nah, I left it there. But she started kissing me on the lips. I was like, whoa.
The
okay.
listeners are going to be very disappointed you didn't get a number.
Yeah, I know. I should have got a number.
Guys, you hear that? The Nick from the Nick and Stefan show just picking up birds.
Yeah, picking up birds. I told her to like people. She tells me she hates people. But yeah, that was just a funny, eventful night, man.
Reverend Dorigo.
But it was just interesting to like understand. I must be like the I don't know. I go to these places. You know what it is, man? Deep down, I go to these places because I think I need to save these people, but I don't need to save anyone. You come with that point. You don't have to save anyone. They're doing what they're doing because they take responsibility of their life.
Yeah, correct.
And that's fine. There's no right or wrong.
Way to see it.
But it was cool. It was a cool moment.
It's like, it is sad when you see someone like that and then they don't. Like, I'm talking not about stripping or whatever. That's your own stuff that you want to do. But I'm saying when you see someone that is struggling with connecting with other people. Yeah. Because loneliness, man, that leads to a lot of dark paths in your life. Loneliness leads to sickness, like physical illness as well.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. She and I said to her, I was trying to say to her, you're shutting yourself out. That's why you're getting shut off people. But it's not my.
There's a time,
and sometimes you can't put your opinion on people either. They need to understand. That's why life lesson, dude. I just on this note, there was this beautiful poem today, and it's going to go on to my next topic about the meditation and the abundance. I'm going to tell you about not poem, little story about this little butterfly that was stuck halfway through its cocoon. Yep. And it couldn't get out, and it was wriggling out like it was almost paralyzed. Yep. So this lady saw it and cut open the cocoon, and the butterfly then grew out. And guess what happened? For months and months, it couldn't fly, and its legs were shriveled.
It wasn't ready, dude.
No, it wasn't ready. Right? No, it wasn't ready. Its legs were shriveled, and that butterfly never got to fly. And the moral of the story is that you have to learn on your own.
You have to trust the process as well.
You have to trust the process. No one's going to come in and save the day. And this lady thought she was doing good and she had the right intentions. But that butterfly, guess what? It needed to learn halfway through the cocoon because the fluid in the cocoon that was half on its body was fueling its wings for it to grow. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying. So you can't tell people what to do. You can't.
No, you can't.
Everyone has to have their own opinion. Everyone needs to learn.
You can't get upset either. I don't get it. They're a waste of time. They're not a waste of time.
That's not how it is.
They're not a waste of time. They are learning in their own way,
Correct,
their own steps. And you know what, man? Maybe you go down the line in a year or 2 years or fucking 10 years.
And go back to the palace.
Seeing each other. Go back to the palace. Chuck it. And you, with anyone. Someone that, you felt was a bit lost or something, you tried, and you go, fuck, man, look where we are now. And then you can almost, nostalgically talk about that conversation and go, how proud,
Correct.
And I know for myself, I've spoken about it before. I spoke about it on the Adelaide set and stuff, and when I had the interview this week, and they were saying how and I was even saying for myself, a lot of the music scene when I was first coming up, we were very detached from each other, man.
Right.
A lot of people didn't want to hang out much after. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe that's what I chose to see as well. Correct. So maybe it was just fucking.
Yeah, totally.
But then after really working on myself, after I had my 1.5 years off. And I came back and I did my EP and I did Long Road.
Yeah.
I knew I had to change. And you were part of helping me with that as well. I had to change my energy. Because energy was the currency. So I was running on this fucking currency down here all the time. And I was always like, nah, fuck that. I'll do my set. No one's here. I'm leaving when I do mine now. And I would give off that back. Totally. And then as soon as I was like, you know what, man? I don't give a fuck who's there, whatever. I'm going to support other people. And I want to hear what other people have to say.
Totally.
Rather than always worrying about what I had to say. My music changed.
Yep.
My fan base changed.
How you saw the world probably changed.
How I saw the world change. My life changed. Love changed.
Yeah,
just
correct.
love. I'm not talking about love with your with your loved one or your loved ones. Just love in general, dude. I had people who wouldn't even bat an eyelid over things that I was doing. Would come up and go, man, that last thing was amazing, or this was great, this was beautiful.
Yeah.
My daughters danced to that. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
never
powerful.
saw that before. I never saw it. You know why? Because I wasn't watching that part of the world.
Yeah, correct. And
in my eyes.
And that's a big thing, man.
And
like,
same as her.
Correct.
She's blocked off.
She shut herself out for whatever reasons, and that's none of whatever, that's her thing. But it's everything's an exchange, man. Everything that we're going through, even the world right now, it's an exchange.
Yeah.
Everything is an exchange, good and bad, dude. Good and bad.
Definitely.
But
agree, man.
yeah, back to because we're doing the 21-day meditation thing, dude. Meditation is one of the toughest things to fucking do, but the most rewarding as well. Dude, I'm doing this meditation at the moment, right? I want to tell
you. Be like this. You be like this.
Yeah, dude. I'm fidgeting. No, but you know what? I've gotten better because of doing the meditation. So everyone has this, man. You lie down for meditation. You prepare. Your back starts itching. Your ankle is itchy. Your nose is itchy.
Did you ever do the
your
knee
neck hurts.
You ever do the knee kick? Give your knee a couple pumps.
No, I've never done that.
I've done a couple of
I always get itchy. Itchy.
Yeah.
You start worrying about your breath, then like your breathing. I mean, no, not your breath. Your breathing, and then your next week's fucking phone bill pops into your head. When you're meditating,
big time. And I think the best thing about this meditation you've passed on to me, was the mantras. I never had a mantra or mantra. A mantra before. I've never had a mantra. And honestly, dude, fuck, man, that helps heaps because I've been going, like, man, I'm always prepared. I'm always doing shit. I'm always planning for something. And I start going like, yeah, I got to go get that mixed or...
Yeah,
and I'm
you
like,
do that meditation.
And I just go, Satchit Ananda. And I just bring the mantra back, man. I do, literally. And you know what, man? I've been trying to meditate for about 4 or 5 years.
So have I, dude. I'll be honest.
We actually went to, I won't say their names, I'll tell you after. I went to their house to meditate with them because they like kind of teach you. Struggled. They even gave me like the big chair, and I sat like this with my hands in my laps. But this is when I was going through a lot of stuff with my
mental
health. With like, I always thought I had like diseases and stuff, and I felt like little tingles in my back. And then, mate, that whole meditation was just a cesspool of me thinking of every doctor's explanation. Like, I was just like, yeah.
But you know what the thing is, man, and that's nice that you're talking about it because everyone struggles with meditation.
Now I'm not scared. Like, I'll step in. My ankle's just like fucking tickling, like you said, or whatever. Those don't even affect me anymore, man.
That's good.
And also another thing is I need to lie down.
Yeah, I lie down and meditate. Everyone has different things.
So when you lie down, you still get all those feelings?
Yeah, I still get a lot of feelings.
Because for me, I'm the opposite.
Because you're like, everything's rushing through you, man. And a lot of people struggle. The reason why we don't continue with meditation is because of the struggle. Because I'll be honest, man, I'll have 5 great days of meditation, then I'll have one moment I'm like, I can't focus. But what I've done is I've just sat there, and whatever is in that moment is the meditation. There's no, like, you're not going to know, you're not seeing Deepak Chopra in your mind and he's giving you,
you're not playing bass guitar with Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, let all that stuff go. Just whatever it is, just sit in it, let it flow, let it pass out. And if you can't concentrate for 15 minutes, that's fine. Tomorrow is the next day. And that's what gets you through, man.
Stops talking, it's like 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's 9 minutes. About 9 minutes. Yeah, some of the bigger ones, yeah.
You know what's weird? When he talks, that feels longer than the meditation. I must be getting good.
You know what we should do? I just had a moment, man. We're going to get everyone on this 21-day abundance.
Whoever's keen, hit us up.
No, hit us up on, because you'll be listening to Spotify, watching us on YouTube. Hit us up on at the Nick and Stefan Show on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm going to create a group for our listeners, man. It's awesome. 21.
That's awesome.
It's just a meditation. 21 days.
Whoever's interested in this kind of stuff, look, it's literally a small moment out of your day. And I know for me, I was telling Nick, I I was doing that at like 10 at night, like trying to wind down, turn the TV off, trying to do it.
Yeah.
And I'd go to bed and then I'd just sleep. But I was like, you know what? I need to change my discipline. So now what I do is I go to bed. In that time I was going to do the meditation, I'll go to bed a little bit earlier and I get up a bit earlier.
Do it in the morning.
And I start my day on that. And
Always.
there was a lot of ones like, don't judge yourself or don't judge what's happening outside of your world. And the really cool thing is you might see someone, and especially at this time, it's a great time to be doing it.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
I saw like people pulling other people down about things and, you know, with them protesting a lot. And I was like, don't judge them either.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't even need to work it out.
No, it's good, dude.
You know?
It's and you know what, the power of meditation as well, like, yeah, you get to sit there for 15 minutes or whatever, but it just teaches you to get your stuff under control, to relax, to understand your mind, to make clearer decisions. It's really good, man. It's really nice. It's soothing. And dude, again, it took me 4 or 5 years to learn how to. I'll be honest. This last 15 days that I've been doing this meditation is probably the first 15 days of my whole entire life where I've meditated every day.
Same as me with the 9th day.
I've never done this before. And it's just there's something empowering, and it teaches you about commitment, man. When you say you keep your word, it's not even about the meditation. It's about keeping your word as a human and to follow through and go, okay, I'm going to complete this, because in this 21 Abundance Day meditation, you're not letting yourself down, you're letting the whole group down. Do you know what I mean? So it's a powerful
I've got
thing.
a few people, because I made my own group.
Yeah.
And a few of them say they kind of struggle with finding the time. And I said, well, this is where you need to actually take your own responsibility. And
Find 10 minutes.
Mate, there's always going to be fuck shit. There's
Yeah.
always going to be, you need to do things. And that's fine. I get that. And that was the same as me. I was like, yeah, I've got to get up, go to work, come home, hit the gym, do this, plan that. And then I was trying to do these meditations at 11 at night. And then I'd just go to sleep. That's where I made the choice. I took the responsibility to fucking do that. So anyone can do that, man. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm telling you, because I'm a fucking very distracted guy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I am.
Oh, me too. I'm like a pigeon.
You're probably worse than me.
Yeah,
That's saying a lot.
But you know, I lose concentration after 30 seconds, dude. I'm like, where am I? I'm like, what day is it?
Where am
like,
I?
What do my parents look like? I start going everywhere. Dude, I wanted to ask you about this, man.
Oh.
Do you remember what I was going to ask you?
No.
We were talking about it before. No, I got no idea. I've actually got no idea.
Oh, the David Cushy thing.
Yeah, I want you to talk about this.
Oh, okay. So I was explaining to Nick the other night, just very, very, very basic.
This is like a health,
It's
lifestyle,
being like,
like chat.
I'm like gonna start fucking floating this shit. Nah, there's a guy in Adelaide called David Crishy. I'm gonna drop his name. Doctor David Crishy, and he's actually like he's like a doctor that's like knows how to do nutritional stuff without being too like doctory.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That dude wears my car.
Yeah. He's a doctor, but he doesn't prescribe things. But he's a guy that wears a stethoscope. That's what it sounded like.
Like, you know,
Like he's that guy.
it feels like I was on Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, that was buzzed out. You're like, he's a doctor, but he isn't.
Nah, literally, that's literally it. Like, he's a doctor, but he's not in one of those buzzed out practices. Like, you got to, you know, he does his own thing. He'll give you stuff. He's helped my missus a lot.
He hovers in the Botanic Gardens. He goes, jump on his magic carpet. So he doesn't have a practice. He just sits. He walks the streets.
He's actually in the bottle at the back. He's a genie. Rubs him out.
For the third wish, get Dr. Crishy.
Now listen, for real. This is for real.
For real.
So, Dr. Crishy helped my wife with a lot of her. She's got a lot of stomach problems and stuff, like hereditary, and helped her heaps. Like heaps of inflammation's gone now with like very simple things like this kind of powder stuff that she pours in every morning into her water. Literally changed her whole inflammation in her stomach.
Wow.
Like, this guy's incredible. And
So he's more of like a holistic, like natural.
yeah, he's like he doesn't agree with the mainstream, I'm pretty sure.
And this is what I'm finding, man. A lot of shift towards that.
A lot of people are like trying to do their own thing.
Yeah,
Like,
cool. That's cool.
It's like having an artist and they just paint the same fucking exact same thing as everyone else. They're like, no, this is the way.
Yeah,
Like,
correct.
100%.
No, there's other ways.
Like, I know there's health and stuff, but like I say this to my dad now, I challenge my dad a lot. Have you tried this first? Oh, no, I've had. I said, Dad, you haven't even tried that first.
Education.
Try that first. Yeah, but what for when I can go straight to the tablets? Well, fuck me. Like, if you know that you could do something else, like, so now he's trying. He goes and get like a natural grapefruit juice.
Right.
For different things like cholesterol and stuff. So I'd rather him do that or krill oil when things that, And you know what? He's had blood tests and they've changed things.
Right.
Maybe not to the certain extreme, but if it's something that's helping, then you might need less medication.
Yeah, correct.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
Or
Yeah,
less
because
of this.
it's funny, man. Medication's not always the way to go, and I think like
We lost our way.
Yeah, it's all interlinked. Pharmaceutical companies, political parties, structure of like our countries like America and Australia, where we're built with the financial successes of certain industries, so they shall forever thrive in order for our country to run in the model that is current.
Correct.
And that's why you have America's even worse, but pro-pharmaceutical, pro-doctors. I'm talking out of just point of view. I don't know hard facts, but I'm just saying what the trends are.
No, but it's true. Like, you might see, like, Cheryl and I was like, and this, we've created this for this company and that. And it's like, yeah, these guys have cracked the code. And then you never see the medicine come out.
Well, it's illegal in this country to have pharmaceutical ads. You know that? And it's like in America, I was sitting there. They're like, yeah, come and try, antidepressant, depression. It can go away. Like, they do stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's like, tired of fucking the same bitch.
It's like the Viagra commercials. They do those ones.
You can take this drug to change your wife's face.
And they're actually very direct. Is your cock not hard anymore? They're like, are you struggling in your bedroom? Yeah. Come and see Tim and I at pharmaceutical.com. Your cock will have veins popping. They're like that. This is not DC FDA.
Give your cock the hardest it deserves. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, anyways.
Anyway.
Let's get back to Krishy, because we lost it there, man. Dr. Krishy. So back to your inflammation.
That's what it's all
back
about.
to inflammation.
So save Samantha's gut with not that she has a gut, like her gut health.
Yeah.
With this stuff that she's always struggled with, like doing the same shit. Like, this was really cool. Anyway, and then a friend of mine from Brazil went over there for a couple of weeks for like holiday catch.
Went to Brazil.
Yep. Yeah. Geez, what's out the front? The fucking Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, that's loud.
What is that?
Yeah, that's right. It says garbage truck. Yeah, keep going.
It's a public holiday. What's going on here?
People still have to work, man.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Yeah. And he got back, and all of a sudden he got back from Brazil, and he wasn't feeling too well. Like, he was alright the first couple of days, and then out of nowhere, he was waking up like in the middle of the night. Just pause it.
Yeah.
It's really loud, guys.
It's ridiculous.
Are you gonna be able to edit this? Or
Yeah, well,
keep it?
I can cut it out. Or we can
we
just talk to the camera for a little bit. What's going on, guys?
There's a garbage truck out the front of my house. Sounds like the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, I actually commend being a garbage collector. That's a hard job, man.
Bro, they make money as well.
But the hours are ridiculous. Like, you're always constantly like, dude.
Watch Men at Work with Emilio Estevez, and it's fucking.
Is that the sequel to Mighty Ducks?
There's a garbage.
He went from a hockey coach to
I
a
don't think I
garbage.
paid much to coach under fucking 12s.
But that was, the thing was Mighty Ducks. That was like the best team ever. Like, they won everything. It was like an under 13.
See Goldberg now?
What
He's an ice addict.
is he? The
haven't seen
wrestler.
it. No, the goalkeeper.
Oh, is he? Anyways, finish your conversation.
Yeah. So, sorry guys, got a bit distracted by the garbage truck outside. So my friend, he gets back from Brazil. He's feeling absolutely sick, like during the night, his stomach, his bones, man. This is when he started freaking out, his bones. And then it really got serious when he couldn't even, like, he had to take time off from work. He was in that much pain. Like, he reckons his whole body was just aching, throbbing. So what happened was he saw his wife's, like, family doctor. Right?
As you do.
Fiance.
As you do, you go, when stuff like that happens, you go straight to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like, you're fundamental.
Correct. So he went to them. Blood test. They're like, nah, we can't, like, we don't know what it is. Like, they didn't know what it was. They thought it was like a bug. And they were like, just see how you go. Take Panadol every day. See if you get better.
Well, what were his symptoms?
So achy bones, he was struggling to eat, he'd vomit.
Wow.
He actually got really scared when he woke up during the middle of the night and he couldn't get out of the bed to go to the toilet.
Wow.
So she had to get up, he had to wake her up. She had to basically carry him, like put his arm over it, like he'd fucking torn his ACL on the fucking sofa.
And carry him to the toilet.
Like that, like arm over.
So what are they thinking this like a blood disease? Like, what was
exactly? He was fucking shitting himself. He kind of lost it. He was like, you know what? He's like, I can't get any help in Australia because I'm going to send my bloods to
Brazil.
To my
Obviously,
family
you're native-
doctor.
native.
Yeah, to my family doctor at home. All right, fair enough. So he does. Dude, they came back. They're like, yeah, we think it may be this, but then Australia, whatever the laws, I don't know if it's FDA, wouldn't approve some of the drugs.
Right. Of course, as you do.
Anyway, so then the Australian doctor here didn't want to approve those drugs. Anyway, he ended up getting it done.
Yep.
Took it, didn't work. So Samantha goes, look.
Did he get worse? Did he deteriorate, or still the
Dude, he
same?
was fucked, man. He almost needed a walking stick.
Oh fuck!
Like a walker. He could have used a walker. That's how bad he was.
Wow.
Right, I'll tell you. You can ask him.
Yeah, I got to speak to him.
He was freaking out. They thought it was. They actually thought it was that bad. They actually thought it was arthritis, infectious arthritis.
Right.
So it's when you get an infection, it goes through your bones, like in
Wow.
the bones, but it wasn't. So what happened was,
So how did he go see Dr. Krishy?
well, then Samantha mentioned Krishy, but he had, you got to think as well, 3.5, 4 weeks of literally pure pain. I saw him, he had lost about 7-8 kilos.
Was he taking like morphine, like any painkillers and stuff, or not
He
really?
was trying to take all other stuff, but then that fucks your appetite.
Yeah.
He was trying to take all sorts.
That's full on.
He was on heavy, it was just really sad. Like, he was just out of it. And so what happened was then Samantha suggested to her friend, who's his fiance, to go to see Krishy.
Yep.
He looked it up online, he saw a naturopath.
Yep.
He goes, no, get fucked. I'm done with all this shit. I'm over it. Like, he was just over everything. He was really upset. Anyway, his fiance ended up convincing him to go see Krishy.
Dr. Krishy, yeah.
Dr. Krishy, sorry.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But we're in a shed, relax.
No, but you know when you feel bad because he's a doctor?
Yeah, he's all good. He's a chop. He's a chop, Krishy. Anyway, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think he listens. Anyway,
I hope he does.
Anyway, convinced him. He went there with his bloods, and they reckon the faces, he was like looking at it, and could you imagine me in my prime friedness?
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh fucking god.
Yeah, you would have.
He was like this,
Like looking at his bloods. Yeah, right.
He was like doing like, what the fuck? Right? And they were freaking out. And he goes, your inflammation, your markers, your inflammation is showing someone who's going towards death. Look at your face.
What do you mean? Like that.
That's how high his inflammation was in his body. The body thought he was going to start dying.
So that's how his body was reacting.
Your reaction's incredible.
No, but is that how he like his body like
His body was starting to like fight everything. It was fighting his elbows. What happens is when you go into that level of inflammation, when you think you're dying, your body starts fighting itself and actually hurting itself. That's what cancer does.
So what happened? So what? Fuck.
Dude,
So what did he say?
He put him on that much shit, like all these. I don't know the details.
But okay, you're trying to make the point that he shifted away from medicine and went natural? Is that what happened?
I don't know if it was a blend of both, because
Right.
he does his own compounded. He actually works at the chemist down our way, Price.
Right.
Like he's got his own.
Does he practice as a doctor? Is he allowed to?
I think you still need to get your bloods through your GP.
Wow, so he's not like he's legit,
But he's
not
allowed
legit.
to give you stuff though.
Okay, he can prescribe.
So he does his own, like he would give you. Let's say you and Samantha have the same condition with something.
Yeah.
He could give you both your own specific compounded tablets.
Due to your how your body,
Yeah,
where your
like
body
he
is.
does all the compounding and all that.
How long?
He actually trains. Dr. Krishy trains with one of those masks as well for his own fitness and stuff. Like he's full on.
Oh, okay, so how did he cure your friend? So how long did it
So
take?
what he did, then he asked him to get, because even when like if you get a normal blood test, like they pick up things, but he's that full on. He'll be like, "Nah, I need you to get these things, blood test for this." And when you go to like IMVS, they're like, "Oh, what do you need that for?" Like they don't do that often.
Yeah, of course, because they give you.
He's full on, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't just want generic shit.
Because it's almost, man, that's what I'm saying. It's almost protocol what you go through. With
There's
the
another
GP.
Dr. Sinclair Bo does similar stuff. I'm pretty sure.
And this is cool. This is a different
We'll
edge.
both get popped.
Nah,
Pharmaceuticals.
it's a different edge, man. It's a different edge.
Anyway, gave him all these things.
Yeah.
Like, and Leo goes, "Look, I'm not gonna lie, it was expensive, but I didn't give a fuck. I spent thousands to say, man, within about 12 to 14 days, this guy was back out having beers.
Wow.
Dude, the guy didn't drink.
That's a good
Like,
moment though. Like your body's been in like complete utter pain and then you go have a beer.
Yeah,
That's smart.
No, but I'm saying like he didn't.
No, I know what you mean. Like he came back to
The guy
fuck.
couldn't eat.
Yeah, that's.
And now he's having like like he could get back to what he
So
had.
what?
you
So
know.
can you go?
What
Can
do you
anyone
do?
go see this Krishy guy? Like you can go see.
Yeah,
him?
you can call him.
Dr. Krishy.
Dr.
And then that's
Dr.
like when you
David
texted me the other night about what I've been telling you for ages.
And what we were speaking about the other night, like hair loss, you know, because we're all at that age, like late 20s, where your hair starts to stop growing, you know.
Stop growing? What do you fuck? What, you had the same hairstyle for like the rest of your life? What do you mean?
No, I'm saying
like you get like it dies,
loss,
like hair follicles die. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, it stops growing in certain areas.
And what did he say? What did he say?
And he said to my sister,
I believe this probably for the last year.
I know you have. And he goes to her, one of the main causes for hair loss is actually frequent ejaculation.
Yeah.
So basically, and I heard on Joe Rogan, anyone can listen to this. Hotep, what's his name? Hotep something, African American guy, fucking brilliant guy. He doesn't ejaculate ever.
Yeah, during sex as well.
It's
a practice. It's a practice.
Have sex and not blow.
Yeah, it's a practice. Apparently, it's actually, if you master it, it's actually more powerful than ejaculating. It's more powerful. Like what happens to your body.
Fuck.
Yeah. If you practice it
Well,
properly.
he does that, and Joe Rogan was like, "What?"
Yeah,
He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh," he goes, "Because what you got to remember is the actual, like, when you ejaculate." This is getting a bit fucking sickening, but it's scientific as well. This is what Hotep was saying.
Yeah.
When you
That's not sickening, it's not.
And I'm almost guaranteeing that it would be the same thing as what David Krishy was trying to say, because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
When you ejaculate, if you actually test that amount of sperm or whatever, it's actually got the nutrients of a full meal.
100%.
You can literally, if you indulge it in the wild, it gives you a full meal.
100%.
Apparently.
It's like life.
Is what they say. Well,
Yeah,
it's not life, right?
Yeah.
And when you get rid of it, your body loses that and has to go into, like they say with fasting, when you're constantly eating all the time, your body's always going to go into digestive mode. You're wasting energy on something you don't need to do.
Correct.
Same thing. You have to, so let's say you jack it every day.
Or ejaculate every day, yeah.
Ejaculate every day.
Like, cause some people could be like married, have sex every day, like every single day,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
We have sex every day, whatever.
Yeah.
Your body has to go into some kind of repairing process to recreate that.
100%. So it's taking all your nutrients.
Correct. It's taking all your nutrients. Now, what's the first thing that you don't need? You don't really need hair on your head.
Correct.
As a human being, you really don't.
Correct.
As much as it sounds like, maybe to like pick up chicks, maybe,
true.
I don't know, but
It's true.
you don't. So if you're a man and you're, you got poor health and stuff, that also helps too. Like,
of course,
if you got poor health, you lose your hair. Like,
of course.
You see a lot of overweight people lose their hair and stuff.
Correct.
But yeah, think about that. And also what happens is because you're frequently making your body create new testosterone all the time.
Right.
The testosterone,
dies.
High testosterone leads to hair loss.
100%.
So and you see it a lot. Like even The Rock, man, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Goldberg. We could name a few.
They're massive.
When they get on the roids and that, it creates more testosterone.
Too much. It's extreme.
You lose your hair.
Well, you know what, man? Going back to the.
But I think so. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Go.
It's also in the gene.
Yeah, correct.
So you've got guys that have been on
male
steroids.
pattern baldness.
You've got men that have been on steroids that don't lose their hair because it's not in their gene.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't.
But there's all factors. I think it's mental too, man. Like if you look at cancers, and I'm quoting this fact for fact, that cancer, hereditary cancer, is 3%.
Yeah, I know.
It's very small. It's extremely small.
Which one?
No, most cancers are really low. And they reckon it has a lot to do with because you buy into like.
Well, you believe it, you go, well, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. And
how many people do you hear say that?
And people go, oh, yeah, my dad's got diabetes, so I'm stronger to get it. You know, and
man, you got to reprogram yourself.
100%, dude.
You know what you do, man? Just don't eat shit.
It's true, man. Back to sexual transmutation. I was looking up. There's a famous book by Napoleon Hill written in 1937. Yeah. And there's a whole chapter, and it's about success. And he did a whole analytical on about 3,000 people, CEOs to your layman to workers, on sexual transmutation. And it came back that people after 40 years old, especially males, 40 to 55, reach pinnacle success. Wow. And the reason why was because they stopped wasting their sexual energy.
Fuck.
Because your sex drive changes and all that, and your wastage becomes minimum. And it talks about how women are actually our biggest drivers for men to succeed.
Yeah.
There's always women that inspire men to succeed, but it's about that between 40 and 55, your sexual like natures change so that you actually conserve a lot more energy, which is then
say that, like
creativity.
Joe Rogan,
I'm
Jeff
telling you, man.
Bezos,
Actors, because
like,
I can relate to
these
actors.
guys.
A lot of the best actors in the world do their roles from 40 to 50.
60.
Harrison Ford, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Morgan Freeman. No, Leo was a child.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like his best roles.
But some
Do you know
didn't
what I
even
mean?
crack it.
Yeah,
Morgan
dude.
Freeman was like 43 or
Different,
some
man.
weird shit.
But this is what I'm saying, and even CEOs, a lot of CEOs are not 25. A lot of CEOs, and that's, you know, it's obviously there's other factors, but this is one big reason, and I think it needs to be developed more. And then you have industries like porn and stuff like that, which are sabotaging these kind of theories.
It's true, man. And you know what? Porn is like not reality either, and it creates a false reality. I listened to, there was a rabbi, and he's like anti-porn. He goes, because what you're doing is you're putting these expectations on women you meet that they're not into some of that stuff. Like, obviously, we're not saying all of it, but it's very far
Obscure. It's obscure.
It's very obscure from what you're seeing, and even like, it's like watching a fucking, you know, shooting range film or John Wick, and then you go out in the range and there's all these other things you got to do with a gun, and you're like, oh man, I want to shoot it like sideways.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucking not going to hit nothing.
It's like being a CIA agent. You're just on the
Yeah.
road all the time, finding people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's an obscure thing, yeah. But it's good to talk about these things, man. And today's been like a health, life. You know, we should start our
Yeah,
own
look,
gym.
guys, we're not saying we're a fucking bunch of scientists, but this is just stories I've heard from literally real people, real friends, doctors that I was worried about, and these are the things he said, and this is someone who's succeeded through
Sexual transmutation.
I don't know about that.
Oh, sorry, I went off topic there. I was thinking about succeeding.
My mate was just unwell with with that stuff, and dude, no GPs could help him. Not even in Brazil, not in SA. And sometimes you think, oh yeah, we got all the answers here. We're in Australia, lucky country. Well, sometimes you've got to push yourself to find other alternatives as well.
And yeah, you have to do your own research. You know, why leave the responsibility of your own sickness up to another person? You can, you know, we have everything
Goes
at our
back
feet.
to our point at the start of the pod. If you're over 60, 70, you didn't have to be at Black Lives Matter if you didn't want to be there.
Correct.
Do you know what I mean?
Correct.
But if you're at risk, don't go.
Correct.
Up to you.
I reckon we're going to start our own gym next week, and then we're done.
I know.
And then
we'll start doing our own gym, and like sperm cups you can have a quick swig on just to put a bit more nutrients in your
have
body.
a whole meal
Oh,
within
fuck.
minutes. Now, hey guys,
Hotep, what's his name? I keep forgetting.
yeah, bring it to the next pod, guys. Inbox me as well, or Spotify. Contact me somehow if you and at the Nick and Stefan Show Instagram as well if you want to be part of the abundance meditation. Because I'm just telling you, man, just push the meditation. It's just a cool activity to do. It's like going to the gym. It's like doing arms, you know.
Hotep Jesus is his name, and you can listen to that pod on Joe Rogan. It was buzzing me out, like what he was talking about.
What was he talking about?
About that, the semen retention.
Semen retention, and
Sorry.
then look up Napoleon Hill as well. Think and Grow Rich, sexual transmutation. There's a lot of groups that talk about these things, and it's just good to educate yourself. You don't have to practice it, but it's good to know the benefits.
Yeah.
And it's placebo as well, you know, because there's this belief around semen retention is so great for you that there is this element of placebo, which is like everything. So, but yeah, it's cool. But all right, guys.
What are you looking forward to, man? Moving forward,
I'm looking forward to travel.
when it's open.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to Sydney probably next month or so.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. And yeah, travel's probably the the biggest thing, man. What about you?
That's awesome. I want to watch my sport again.
Yep.
And travel too.
Travel.
And even like family parties, man. I'm sick of worrying about like 20 people, 30 people. Like, SA's done well. Don't open the borders just yet. I mean, I know he wants to, but but you know what? Like, we flattened the curve now. Like, hospitals and now can take it if we do have. I can't see a heavy second wave coming on. Can you?
Nah, it's not gonna be a second wave. I'm just really. I don't believe it.
You're over it now.
Yeah.
You got a conspiracy.
No, not conspiracy. I just don't believe the hype. I don't believe the hysteria. I don't believe it. Like, I think it's bad if you contract it. Yeah, I get it. But I think there's a lot of hysteria around it as well. A lot of fear.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah. I think we've done the right thing. I'm not picking on anyone. I think SA's done well, and I think that's why we had the privilege to go to, you know, do things like, you know, release a lot of our, like, you know, we've got people in cafes.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good. You know, I think SA's done well.
And it's all back now, so it's good.
Mm. Yeah, all right. So we wrapping it in, Chad?
Yeah, see you, dude.
You're saying see you to me, isn't it?
See you guys.
See you guys. Have a great week.